All right, doing a microphone check. Mic check on both Facebook and YouTube. Checking mic 2, mic check. Checking, making sure we're good. Hey, everybody. Thanks for hopping on. We're going to give it about one more minute to allow a few more people to join. But if you haven't yet, make sure you tell me in the comments, are you a first-time cruiser, a repeat cruiser, or someone looking to try a different cruise line? So make sure you tell me in the comments. We'll see who we got. And yeah, we'll start here in just a minute. Hey, everybody, good evening. Thanks for being here. One of the biggest mistakes that I see travelers make is asking, what is the best cruise line? The better question to ask is, which cruise line is best for me? So tonight we're going to compare Celebrity Cruises, Virgin Voyages, MSC, and Holland America Cruise Line to help you discover which one matches your travel personality. So if we haven't met yet, I'm Stephanie Ashley with Unconditional Adventures. I've been a travel advisor with Magical Vacations since 2021. I absolutely love cruising and truly believe it's one of the best values when it comes to vacation time and money. In the last year, I've seen a major upswing in first-time cruisers, especially those who are newly retired or newly empty nesters. I've also had a lot of repeat cruisers who have reached out to me about trying something totally different, a different cruise line and than what they normally sail on. And that inspired me to put this live session together about taking a closer look at those cruise lines and seeing which one matches your personality and why that's so important. It can't just be about the price. What makes a cruise the most fun, the most valuable, is when it perfectly aligns with where you want to go and how you want to feel during your adventure. So again, if you haven't, let me see who's out there. Tell me in the comments if you're a first-time cruiser, a repeat cruiser, or if you are looking to try something totally different. We'll see who we got out here. I saw some new ones. There we go. First-time cruisers. There's a lot of first-time cruisers on here. Yeah, always talked about going. I get that. All right. So over the next 20, 25 minutes or so, we're going to talk a little bit about the biggest mistakes that travelers make when picking a cruise. We'll take a little cruise personality quiz. Then we'll do some cruise line matchmaking, see which cruise line matches your personality. We'll talk about why the destination matters when picking a cruise. I'll answer some frequently asked cruise line questions. And of course, we'll announce the winner of our cruise prize pack. So make sure you stick around until the very end. Now, I can't tell you how many times I've been asked, what's the best cruise line? And really, that's the wrong question to be asking. It's like asking, what's the best pizza topping? Which, little point of reference, it's pineapple and Canadian bacon. But when you ask people that, you're going to get a different answer or combination from every single person you ask. Why? Because it's about what you like, your preferences, your tastes and style. So the question that you should be asking is, which cruise line fits how I want to travel? For example, are you a foodie concerned more about food quality and restaurant options? Or are you an explorer that's more concerned with where you get to go and what you get to see? Are you a social traveler who wants to make connections with other sailors while you're cruising? Or are you more quiet and reserved and just looking for some peace, some quiet relaxation? Are you more ship focused and want the best options for you while you're on board? Or are you more destination focused and you want to immerse yourself in the culture and surroundings of the places that you're visiting? All of these things play into how you want to travel and will help us determine which cruise line fits you best for your next adventure. So let's find out which cruise line matches your personality and your style. So I'm going to put a poll up here for each of you to take. Just keep track of your own answers so that you, there's only 3 questions, so it's not going to be tough. Just keep track of your own answers here, and we're going to use those to determine which cruise line might fit you best. Okay, so first question, what's most important to you when thinking about a cruise? Is it A, great food, B, new experiences, C, beautiful ships, or D, learning about destinations? So write down which one is more important to you when you're thinking about a cruise. Got great food, experiences, beautiful ships, or learning about destinations. Next, what does your ideal evening on board include? Is it A, wine and a nice dinner, B, live music and nightlife, C, relaxing by the pool, or D, a cultural presentation or enrichment talk? So again, what does your ideal evening on board include? What would be the best night for you? Write that one down. And then one more. When you're on vacation, you want to A, be pampered, B, be entertained, C, explore independently, or D, learn something new. What do you want when you are on vacation? All right, so tally up your answers. We're going to look at the results here and see what you got. Now, if you got mostly A's, then you match Celebrity Cruises. Mostly B's matches Virgin Voyages. If you got mostly C's, that matches MSC Cruise Line, and mostly D's matches Holland America. So let me know in the comments, which cruise line did you match with out of those? A's were Celebrity, B is Virgin, C is MSC, and D, Holland America. Or you might be like me and answered them all differently. And then we're just gonna have to cruise hop and try all the different adult cruise lines. So which one did you get? Tell me in the comments. We'll see what you guys are saying here. There's a Virgin, good. Oh, nice split. Okay, Celebrity, MSC, like it. There's a Celebrity, good. Yep, all are different. I feel that. Good. All right, let's do a little cruise matchmaking and talk about these 4 cruise lines. All right, we'll talk about who each one is best for, what they do well, and some drawbacks of each. First, let's look at Celebrity Cruises. Now, they are known as being a boutique hotel at sea. So if you like the idea of a small, upscale hotel feel when it comes to room and food quality, this is where it's at. Celebrity Cruises are good for couples, empty nesters, food lovers, and first-time premium cruisers. So maybe you've only ever sailed something like a family line, like Royal Caribbean or Norwegian, and now you want to take a step up to a nicer cruise experience. This is a great line to do that with. Some of the things that Celebrity does really well, they have excellent service on board their ships. They are also known for having excellent food, both in the dining room and especially at their specialty restaurants. The ships have a modern design, and Celebrity constantly refurbishes and overhauls their ships with new amenities and elevated spaces for guests. They also have a great balance of activities, nightlife, and relaxation areas. This can be really important for those who want things to do, but also want the ability to just have some alone time and relax. Now, that also creates one potential drawback with Celebrity. They certainly don't have the same level of nightlife options as other cruise lines. So if you love the parties and dancing and pub crawl side of cruising, you're not going to find that here. Now, one thing that's especially interesting right now is that my agency has access to an exclusive Celebrity Cruises promotion. On select Caribbean sailings departing before the end of the year, Guests booking a veranda stateroom or higher by June 22nd can receive complimentary prepaid gratuities. So if Celebrity was your cruise match, be sure to reach out because that offer won't be available indefinitely. Next, let's look at Virgin Voyages, considered by many to be the rule breaker. Now, Virgin is, of course, owned by Sir Richard Branson, and he put a lot of higher ups in place that came from Disney Cruise Line. So the brand promotes high quality, high customer service and engagement, and no kids. Virgin is best for those who want an adults only travel experience. You must be 18 or older to even sail with Virgin, so no young kids or families will be on board. A fact that Virgin is very proud of if you've seen any of their promo videos. This is also one of the top tier cruise lines for foodies. Virgin doesn't do a main dining room and specialty restaurants. Each ship has over 20 restaurants and dining experiences that are all included in your cruise fare. Some you make reservations for, some you just show up. There's also no buffet. There is a galley that reminds me of like a food court, but you still order food when you sit down and it's made fresh and brought to you. I can tell you from experience, I have yet to find a cruise line with better food. The restaurants are unique, they're fun, and absolutely take this cruise to the next level. Social travelers will also like this line. Virgin's crew goes out of their way to include you in the parties, the activities, and social scenes that happen each day and night, which is also a positive for solo sailors as well. And travelers who just want something fresh and different and aren't necessarily looking for a standard cruise experience. Some of Virgin Voyages' strengths are, again, the food. I could literally go on and on about it. It's truly top tier. They offer really unique entertainment, not your standard theater shows or musicals. On Virgin, you'll find things like drag bingo, a pajama party, and a dance club show that takes place on the club floor with the audience in the middle of it. It's a totally different take on cruise entertainment. Again, no kids will be on board, so this truly feels like an adult travel experience. And Virgin makes sure there is an energetic atmosphere all the time. You can find places to relax, especially in the red hammock on your balcony, which is an absolutely awesome feature. But the hype never really stops when you're on board, which also creates a potential drawback. If you are looking for a traditional cruise experience in really any sense, this ain't it. The brand has really targeted first-time cruisers who want an elevated experience and experienced cruisers who are ready to try something totally different. Virgin has also offered my agency an exclusive deal. So if you book a qualifying sailing for 2026, that's 4 nights or longer, and at least 121 days in advance, you can get up to $200 in sailor loot, which is their term for onboard credit. Now, on the other side of the coin, we have MSC Cruises. MSC is actually the 4th largest cruise company in the world. They made their mark in Europe and the Mediterranean and are just now making a big push here in the US. That's why the cruise line is known as the European Resort. MSC is good for independent travelers, whether that's solo sailors, couples, or groups who don't need a forced social atmosphere. It's a relaxed environment that appeals to self-guided explorers. MSC also has one of the lowest solo supplements in the industry, which makes it more affordable for solo sailors. So if you're a value seeker, you will love the cruise fares that MSC offers. I've seen some absolutely ridiculous cheap cruises through MSC, mostly out of Galveston and Miami. They are positioning themselves to be very competitive in the US market, and it's certainly worth a look if you want the best overall value. And if sailing the Mediterranean is on your bucket list, MSC takes the cake. They started in the Mediterranean and have some of the best itineraries and rare port stop access that other cruise lines just don't have. A few of MSC's strengths, their ships are just gorgeous. I mean, look at this picture that's on your screen. That's the atrium inside the MSC Seascape. The amount of glass and artwork and sweeping design is just beautiful. Another strength is a true international atmosphere. MSC does a great job of theming the entertainment and cuisine to the destinations that you're visiting, so you don't feel like you're just on a cruise ship. You feel like you're still visiting another culture. And again, just an incredibly competitive price point, especially on their 7-night cruises. In fact, some clients have found they can book a stateroom in the private MSC Yacht Club for the same price as some regular staterooms with other cruise lines. Now, probably the biggest potential drawback to MSC is that it's a European cruise line, which means it's a very different service style than what North American cruisers are used to. So if you're a cruiser who needs your towel animal in your stateroom each night and you want your room steward to wave to you and address you by name every time you see them, the service on MSC is probably going to feel a bit cold and distant to you. Not that they have bad service, because they certainly don't, but it's a very different feel than a North American cruise line. And finally, let's look at Holland America. They're known as the destination experts. Holland focuses heavily on destination immersion and enrichment. They truly go all in on destination and education. They want to immerse you in the cultures, the foods, and the geography of the destinations you're visiting during your cruise. That is definitely the focus, not nightlife or entertainment. So who is Holland America best for? Well, if you're going to Alaska, their cruises are tough to beat. They've been sailing to Alaska for over 75 years, and they have more itineraries with Glacier Bay included than any other cruise line, which if you've not been to Glacier Bay, it is 100% worth the price of admission. They also have strong, longer itineraries with extended stays in some really remarkable places like Iceland and Turkey. It really is a great line for unhurried exploration. So if you're a curious traveler, you're going to love the destination-driven onboard experiences, the lectures, and local guest performers. And empty nesters who value enrichment will have plenty of opportunity for deep cultural immersion in the cuisine, the wine, the landscape. This certainly isn't just a cruise. You can walk away with a complete education if you want it. As for strengths, the destination immersion is unmatched. Everything from the activities to the food, the drinks, the entertainment, it's all designed to surround you with the culture of your destination and give you a complete educational experience in a relaxed, quiet environment. There are cultural programs during your cruise featuring local artists and entertainers and guest lecturers. And again, the educational experiences that are offered are top-notch, no matter what destination. Now, a potential drawback to Holland America is the complete lack of nightlife. That just isn't the focus. The vibe on board is quiet relaxation, education, and culture. So if you are looking for clubs and karaoke and things to keep you entertained each night, this probably is not the line for you. Not to be outdone, Holland America has a special offer right now. If you book a fall or spring qualifying itinerary that's 4 nights or longer, you'll receive free prepaid gratuities, free kids' fares, and a 50% reduced deposit. So hopefully you can see the importance of knowing which cruise line fits your personality. It really plays a huge part in your overall enjoyment on board. But it's not the only thing to consider. Destination also matters. And sometimes the best cruise line depends on where you're going. So let's look at some of the most popular destinations and which cruise lines are best in those markets. So if you're sailing to Alaska, Holland America, again, a clear winner. Why? The Glacier Bay access really is tough to beat. It's just breathtaking. The destination immersion and expertise really sets Holland America apart. And the cultural programming really make the entire onboard experience feel like more than a cruise. If you're sailing to the Caribbean, both Virgin Voyages and Celebrity Cruises are really strong choices. You could certainly look at which of these lines your personality is more in line with to decide between the two. For cruises to the Mediterranean, the 2 strongest lines are MSC and Celebrity. I would say MSC has the stronger itineraries, where Celebrity has the stronger onboard experience. And if you're just wanting an adults-only escape, Virgin Voyages is where it's at. Why? Well, first, there's a 0% chance that you'll see a child on board. The food and service are top tier, and everything on board, from the activities to the parties to the shows, are solely geared at adults. And there's a tattoo parlor on board, which I think is pretty darn cool. All right, let's go through some questions that I'm often asked by adult cruisers and first-timers. First, which is more important, the destination or the cruise line? Now, this can be tricky. To me, if I'm going on an itinerary that I've been on before, or most of the stops at least, I'll go with the cruise line that fits my personality best. But if I'm going to a brand new destination or one of the bigger destinations like Alaska or the Mediterranean, I'm going to look at which cruise line is best for that destination first. Now, I got a great question in my Empty Nesters Cruise Club Facebook group about all the kids sail free deals that a lot of cruise lines offer, and wondering if those deals increase the number of kids that sail during the school year. Honestly, not really. Most parents plan around their kids' schedules and school calendars and not around a cruise deal. Now, when some of the notable family cruise lines like Disney offer things like kids sail 50% off, which they are right now, That can really move the needle for families because it makes those higher end cruise lines more affordable. So you might see more then, but it's rare that those deals change the sailing demographics. Next, which cruise line has the best food? Virgin Voyages. To me, it's no contest. What's the best cruise line for first time cruisers? This is where I think it's crucial that you look at which cruise line matches your personality and make that your first cruise. That will give you the best onboard experience, which is really important for your first cruise line. Best line for solo travelers. If you want a social experience with other solo sailors, Virgin Voyages is the way to go. If you want a solo vacation to yourself, go with MSC. Best cruise line for couples. Again, depending on your social level, I'd go with Virgin or Celebrity. And best cruises for travelers over 50. Celebrity Cruises and Holland America are strong contenders here and tend to cater to that age group more than other cruise lines. If you're an empty nester, a traveler without kids at home, or someone entering a new stage of travel, I'd love to invite you to join my Empty Nest Cruisers Club. It's a Facebook community where we discuss cruise tips, share destination inspirations, and have all kinds of travel and cruise discussions. There will be future live insider sessions specifically for group members and special cruise and group travel opportunities that you won't want to miss. You can see the group information on your screen as well as a QR code that will take you right to it on Facebook. I'll also put a link in the comments. Hopefully this has helped you get a better idea of which cruise line is best for you in your next adult vacation. If you'd like help choosing the right cruise line, itinerary, or destination for your travel style, remember, my planning services are free to my clients, and I'd love to see if we're a good fit to work together on your next adventure. So what do you do now? Well, first, if you want more in-depth information on each cruise line, what they excel at, and which destinations each one specializes in, just comment match below, and I'll send you a copy of my cruise personality guide. If you want to set up a free vacation consultation with me, then we can see what your interests are and what will work best for you and your budget. You can scan the QR code on your screen and go directly to my calendar. I'll also put a link in the comments. No pressure, no obligation, just a conversation. Or if you're ready to book, just send me an email or a direct message on Facebook, and we'll get you on board your next cruise vacation. All right, I'll put that screen back up in just a second, but we've got a cruise prize pack to give away. So we put all of your names on the prize spinny wheel, and our winner of the cruise prize pack, I'm going to show this to you here because it's easier. It's Shannon. Yay, Shannon. Good job. I'll get with you on how to get the cruise prize pack to you. Again, thanks everybody for tuning in and staying with us all the way until the end. I want you to make sure you put our next Travel Talk Tuesday on your calendar for July 21st at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 p.m. Central. Next month, we're going to be talking about, is an Alaska cruise worth it? We're going to cover what first-time Alaska cruisers need to know so that they don't make mistakes, so that they save money and time and pick the right cruise line for them. And if you haven't followed me on Facebook or subscribed to my YouTube channel, do that right now so you don't miss any of our Travel Talk Tuesday events. All right, here's that information again with what you can do now. And remember, guys, the best cruise line isn't the one with the biggest ship or the most advertisements. It's the one that matches you and how you want to travel. So thanks for joining me tonight, everybody, and we'll see you next month.